Hi dolls, today I am going to show you my everyday hairstyle. Now that my hair is like super short, it's harder for me to do the finger waves. I need, to get my length a little bit up there. So I just like wave the front of it and that's about it. So I'm just going to show you how I do that. It's very, very simple, and I'm going to give you a little backstory on why I cut all my hair off to begin with. So before I get into that, I'm just going to show you the products that I use. I already washed and conditioned my hair, and I still use the Argan Oil Style and Shine Foaming Mousse, which looks like this. I just hit myself in the head, but yeah. And I use Hair Polisher Styling Gel, which looks like this, which I really like this stuff because it doesn't flake. And I need a bottle of water, a random brush, a rat tail comb, a toothbrush. This is for the front of my head, and no, I do not brush my teeth with this, and a scarf. Just a silk scarf that I got from Walmart. So I'll just start doing that. So I'm just gonna wet my hair. Now I don't have to drench it completely because my hair is shorter than it was when I did my finger waves tutorial. So not a lot. It doesn't take a lot to get wet. I just take some pumps of the foaming mousse and I put it all around. And then I'm going to brush everything the way I want it to go. Now from the back of my head right here, I have these little pieces that stick straight up. They do not go backwards, they just start plopping forward. So I always brush them forward. Just going to brush it how I want. Make it nice and flat. And if you feel like you don't have enough mousse in there, you could always put some more. I warn you, the more mousse that you use, the longer it takes to dry. So now that I got highlight, I'm just going to make my part. Because it's so short, it always tries to come back this direction, which is why I use the gel and the toothbrush to really get it to lay down the way I want it to lay. So I'm just going to take my gel and dip my toothbrush in it. I should call it my edge brush. And I'm just going to take that around the part. Make sure I get the gel on there. And parts of my scalp are red because I went to the beach and apparently my scalp was sunburned. And I didn't feel it until I got home and I washed my hair. And I was like, why the hell does my scalp hurt? And I looked in the mirror and there's freaking sunburn on my scalp. And it hurts so bad in those areas, red right here. You probably can't pick it up on the camera. But now it's like, it's starting to peel and I have to scrub the hell out of my head to make sure I get all the skin off. And I know that sounds gross, but you gotta do what you gotta do because I refuse to walk around with like skin falling off my head. So yeah, I'm just going to put a little more gel in the back. I call this the cow's lick. You know, the boys get the cow's lick when they get the haircut. They get certain hairs that just stick straight up. So I'm just gonna put it on there. Put it on this side as well. Okay, now that I got that all laying down flat, I'm going to take a little bit more gel, put it right here. These are my stubborn little hairs that always try to flip the other way. I don't really like how I set that up. There you go. I'm just going to bring it down and bring it up. Just like that. And then I created like a little loop. And then I'm just going to wave it this way. I'm actually growing my hair more out because I have an ideal style that I want. So it's a process. And I will tell you guys why I cut my hair in a minute. I'm gonna do the same exact thing to this side. I just dip my brush in the gel. Okay, now I'm just gonna use this brush one more time. Just make sure everything is laying flat. And then I put my scarf on. And if it keeps on popping up, it's okay, because once I put my scarf on, everything just lays flat and it dries within an hour. If you have a hooded dryer, it would go a lot faster, but I don't, so I have to air dry. Or if I'm in a rush, I do take my blow dryer and just go like this over my hair until it completely sets, which takes about, I'm gonna say, like 15 minutes, and I'm good to go. So I'm just gonna wrap this up and I will start to tell you about why I cut my hair. Okay, now it's a little personal, and yeah, I'm just putting it out there. About a year ago, it'll be a year in July, I noticed that my hair was falling out a lot more than usual. And I was concerned about it, but not enough to go to the doctor. So I just let it be. And then July came and I was doing my hair, and I went to go part my hair down the middle, and I noticed that I had a bald spot, like directly in the front of my hair. Like, I used to have bangs, so my bangs would start about here and I would bring them down. So right in the center of where I usually did my bangs was a circle about this big, like that, you know, that big, that had absolutely no hair. And when I say no hair, it was like no hair. It was completely gone. It wasn't like stubble where maybe it broke off. It was completely gone. And I started to cry, and I called my fiance, and he's telling me to calm down, and I told him that I didn't know what was wrong, that I knew that I was losing more hair than usual. You know, when you wash your hair and your hair starts falling out, like just, you know, regular fallout, I think you lose maybe 10% of your hair a day or something like that. It was just way more than usual. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little emotional, but at that time it was very, very emotional for me. So yeah, so I started to lose my hair, and he told me to go get checked out. So I went to the doctor, and they did a massive amount of blood work, and she checked my scalp, and apparently my blood work all came back normal. They couldn't actually find anything wrong, and at that time I was overweight. So I was overweight. I had my hair falling out. I had that bald spot. I was getting excessive amount of migraines, and I just didn't know what was wrong. It was a very, very stressful time. And they told me my blood work, it was okay, but she couldn't figure out exactly what was wrong with why I was, you know, losing my hair. She thought maybe it was my hair products, but these were hair products that I've been using since I was younger. So I didn't really think that that was the problem. So she diagnosed me with alopecia, and she also told me that I was 30 pounds. Well, actually, it was more than 30 pounds. For my height, I'm only 5'1". I'm supposed to be, by that chart they go by, I'm only supposed to be 125 pounds. And when she weighed me at that doctor's appointment, I was 173. Now that I was shocked. I knew that I was overweight, but I didn't think I was overweight by that much. When I was pregnant with my second child, I was 172 when I was pregnant full term. So I'm like, I'm 173 and I'm not even pregnant. It's just, I was just shocked about it, and I was like, I have to do something. And she suggested that maybe me putting on so much weight had to do with my weight loss as well. So I did take initiative, and I did start to lose weight, and I lost 30 pounds. So I was happy being, you know, 30 pounds lighter. I don't want to lose any more than that, because I just feel like I would look too skinny. I feel like my head would be too big and my body would be too small. 30 pounds was good for me. But I did notice that while I was losing the weight, and even after, my hair felt like it was falling out even more. So I was really stressed out about it, and I went to another doctor. I told him about my hair. I told him about my weight. Well, actually, he asked me about my weight loss, and he said that he noticed that I lost a lot of weight, and he asked me if I had any problems. So I told him everything that was wrong with me. He ran a series of tests. Now, specialists are allowed to run more tests than the regular doctors. So he ran a series of tests, and it came back that I am seriously gluten sensitive. And because I am gluten sensitive, my body is trying to fight it off, because gluten can't really be processed in your body. So my body's trying to fight it off, and because of that, it's attacking the main thing, which is my scalp, and that is why my hair was falling out. When I say it was thin, I want to really tell you guys that I got my hair to maybe about right here. Yeah, that was when I noticed the bald spot. It was about right here. And when I put it down, you could see through it. Like, you could see through my hair. That's how thin it was. When I tried to put it into a ponytail, it was this thin. It was severely thin, where it was just like nothing. And that's why in most of my pictures, if you go back to my Instagram, I barely had my hair down. If I did, it was curled and pushed to the back to make it seem like it was fuller, or I had it up into that bun that I used to do on top of my head. And that was the reason. It was so thin, so thin. Yeah, so when he told me that, he wants me to take all these vitamins, and he wanted me to change my diet completely to see if that helps with my hair. So I did start taking vitamins, and I haven't changed my diet all the way, but I have been eating more things that are gluten-free. And I started using sorry for the dog barking. I started using Palmer's coconut oil formula shampoo. I guess it's more of an organic shampoo, and it also says on there that it's gluten-free. And I know people are like, gluten-free shampoo, like, you don't eat that. Yeah, but gluten, even if it's just on your scalp, it soaks in. So yeah, so I went and I bought that, and I actually didn't know it was gluten-free until after I bought it and I read the bottle, and I'm like, oh my god, it's gluten-free, that's awesome. Yeah, but I've been using it for about 2 months now, and I did notice that my hair is getting a little thicker, and it's not falling out as much. And that is why I cut off my hair to begin with, because it was so thin, and I was just so tired of it being so thin and so tired of the fallout. I would be in the shower and my hands will be covered with my hair after I shampoo, and I would just be sitting there in the shower crying, and my fiance used to console me all the time and tell me it's okay. And I finally realized, like, I'm just gonna cut it off and I will feel better. And I know that he loves me, I know my kids love me, and it's just gonna make me feel better. So I cut it off, and it wasn't as thin as I thought it would be when I cut it short, which was, it was good. I did notice that my edges right here were very thin, because I guess I was getting the most hair loss right there. But now that I'm using the shampoo and eating more things that are gluten-free, it is starting to, you know, be better and come back to life and not be as thin. And when I wash my hair, there's only like a few little tiny, like very tiny strands on my hand. So yeah, that is what happened to me, why I cut off my hair story. And I'm still trying to, I guess, get healthy again. Yeah. That was a lot for me to share with you guys. I didn't think I was ever going to share that with anyone. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on using the organic shampoo and start eating more and more gluten-free stuff. My goal is to try to switch over to a gluten-free diet completely. So I hope you guys understand why I cut all my hair off, and I hope this would help some of you who are going through hair loss issues and stuff like that. Get checked out. You never know if it's an underlying issue. So that's what I did, and I'm working my way to better hair. And once, you know, it gets really thick, I'm going to start growing it out again. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to that, and I will be back to show you my hair when it is completely dry. Bye guys. Okay dolls, it's been about an hour, so I'm just gonna take this off, and when I take it off it looks like this. It is very flat, but you could see all of the waving that I had created. And now I'm just going to brush the back and what about the sides. I try not to mess with the waves too much in the front. I like to stay defined. Here. And that's it. If you want to put hairspray, you can, but I'm going to leave it just like this. Yeah, so that's just my everyday hairstyle until I get my length back and I can start, you know, doing my regular finger waves again.